this question also we have done. We have done this one. Tell me, do we have done this question? How does chemical coordination take place in animals?
No, sir.
No, sir. No.
So let's start. How does chemical coordination take place in animals? Okay, so this is a simple answer. So as you are very much familiar that in chemical coordination, in chemical coordinations, there is an agency, controlling agency or coordinating agency, and we called it what? What we called it? Tell me. There is a coordinating agency and that we called it
Endocrine system. Gland.
endocrine system.
Yes.
And this endocrine system consists of
Endocrine
glands.
gland.
And these endocrine glands secrete what?
Hormones.
Hormones.
And hormones are the
Chemical
messenger.
messages.
And what does these messenger do? These
Send signals to the
messengers.
brain.
No. They are not sending the signals to the brain. They are secreted. These chemical messenger, these hormones are secreted directly into the bloodstream. And from, for example, this blood is having a message. Means a hormone that is secreted by adrenal gland is going to have some message. Camera is going to have some message. Okay. I'm saying that if suppose this hormone is secreted by adrenal gland and it is going to have some message, okay, to increase the heartbeat. Okay, that is adrenal gland that is present at the top of the kidney, adrenal gland, and that is present at the top of the kidney. Okay, so now you are very much familiar that this hormone is secreted by adrenal gland, and that is having a message for heart to increase heartbeat, that it is having a message for the heart to increase the heartbeat. Okay, so if this blood first, before reaching the heart, this blood reaches to the liver or if it reaches to the lungs, then these organs functions will not be affected with this hormone. Okay, so hormones are going to have a particular message, a target organ, and this target organ means the hormones which is going to have some message for particular target organ. This target organ will work according to the message. Okay, so what I'm saying again, that how does control and coordination work, or chemical coordination is done by coordinating agency that is called endocrine system. This endocrine system consists of endocrine gland that secrete hormones, and hormones are the chemical messengers that are directly streamed into the blood streamed into blood, directly goes into the bloodstream, and then from bloodstream they reaches to the target organ. Okay, to the target organ. For example, if I'm just going to explain you that, suppose if you eat the food, instantly you eat the food, and when you eat the food, you will feel that means during that time when you eat the food, the blood sugar level increases. The blood sugar level increases, as a result of which the pancreas will release insulin. Insulin will be mixed into the blood, and when it reaches to the liver, it will start converting, it decreases the blood sugar level. So that is going to have particular target organ which will start functioning accordingly. Okay, so here's a question, please note it down. How does chemical coordination take place in animals or in human beings? Everybody please turn on your camera if possible, because it will be much better for me if there is an eye contact. Okay, Amar, Zeba, Hashid, Adil, Jasleen. Zeba, I was just saying that you leave the class in the previous class 10 minutes before. Why you leave the class 10 minutes before? Unless and until I'm not going to give you the permission to leave the class, then how you will leave the class? And Madhya also. Madhya, the previous class you left at 10:20. Why you leave the class at 10:20? The previous class. Every student is means I'm just simply saying that do not think that is an online class. It is actually an online class, but don't make it. You cannot leave or enter the class anytime. Okay, this is very important for you, dear student, that please maintain some discipline of the class. Okay, make proper notes, because we are just, if it is possible to teach you online, then it is much better, but don't make it some like that you can leave the class anytime and you can have the class anytime. Okay, so that is important, because we are here just to improve your marks, and we need to teach you everything in great detail, so that you can write your answer properly in the examinations. And moreover, examination is not important. The thing is that your base must be clear, that when you went to the next class, when you start studying the next class, then your everything that you have studied in the previous classes must be clear. Okay, so let it be. Now, how does chemical coordination take place in animals? So noted down, chemical coordination is done by a special special coordinating agency. Chemical coordination is done by a special coordinating agency called endocrine system. We called it endocrine system. Endocrine system consists of various glands. Endocrine system consists of various glands, and we call them endocrine gland, which secrete hormones. Okay. Hormones are the chemical messengers which are directly streamed into the blood and help in coordinating the target organ. Okay, so note it down. My voice is lagging. Jasmine.
No, sir.
Jupiter, is my voice is lagging?
No, sir.
So check from your side, Jaslyn, that if you are having any problem according from your internet connection, please try to change your internet connection or sit near the router. Okay, and check if somebody is using or streaming your internet. Okay.
Sir,
So now you understood? Yes.
sir, now your voice was lagging.
Now my voice is lagging. So let me check it sometimes. Okay. Okay. Let me change the internet connection. And the student is saying. Okay, now I've changed the connection. After some time, it will be stable. Okay.
Noted,
Have
sir.
you noted everybody? Are we done? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Shoaib, Amar.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So let's move further. Now you have to write the examples also. I'm going to explain that how does chemical coordination take place. This is an NCRT question. This is an NCRT question. Okay, the chemical coordination is done by coordinating agency called endocrine system. Okay, and endocrine system consists of various glands such as endocrine glands, which secrete hormones. Hormones are the chemical messenger, that you know very well, which is directly streamed into the blood. Okay, and help in coordinating the target organ. For example, this is important that you need to explain it with example. For example, when we eat food, the blood sugar level increases. When we eat food, the blood sugar level increases. As a result, pancreas secrete insulin to decrease the blood sugar level. Okay, so note it down. Zeba and Zeba, please unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
How your studies is going on?
Yes, sir.
I'm asking that how your studies is going on. Is it okay? Fine. Or are you having any
Yes,
problem in
sir.
any specific problem in any subject? Are you having any problem in any subject?
No, no,
No?
sir.
Okay. Are you having any exam near?
No, actually, our classes didn't started yet. It will
Okay.
start on September 3rd.
Okay. Okay. And you, Madiha? Madiha, how are you?
September 3rd.
September 3rd. Okay. And your studies is going on? How your studies is going on? Fine. Madiha, you are muted. Okay, let it be. Students are some shy that don't want to turn on their camera. So let it be. Now noted this one up to here, Jugal 11.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Now, if I ask you a simple question, that why there is a need of control and coordination. If I ask you the question, simple question, that why there is a need for control and coordination. So is there anyone in the class who can give me the answer?
For the proper functioning of the body.
Yeah, proper functioning. For example,
If there is no control, I would never be able to stand.
yeah, you will not be able to stand, you will not be able to walk properly.
I'll
Okay.
die soon.
Okay, so moreover, you need to learn one more thing, right? That control and coordination is generally not helping you just to maintain your body physical health. Okay, like your kidney should be working properly. If you are having any problem in the kidney, then it will start pain feeling, and you will visit to the doctor that you are having pain. If you are having any problem in your lungs, then you start coughing. Okay, then this indicate that you are having any problem. Yeah.
It helps us to recognize any malfunctioning in the body.
Yeah. It helps us in recognizing. Yeah, indirectly we can say that it helps us in recognizing the any malfunctioning in the body. Okay, and moreover, you need to understand here one thing is that not only the control and coordination is helping you in maintaining your calcium level, in phosphorus level, or maintaining your growth or in growth, any everything that is taking place and locomotion. It not only help you, it also help you in making civilized. How? Because you are learning some language, okay? And this is stored in our brain cells, okay? You learn the manners at how to talk to the elders. This is means if you okay, you are just learning each and everything, and that is being stored in your mind, and the brain it works accordingly. Okay, if there is a small kid, if you see that you are very much familiar that if there is a small kid who does not know how to speak, he is so small, or we can say that he or she is a kid. Okay, if there is a snake in front of him, what he will do? He will catch it, okay, and finally start playing with it. Okay, but what if there is a snake in your room? Then you will start moving here and there. You will start. I know that
I will run away.
you will try to to catch the moving pen so that you can go. Now you will try your best for keeping yourself away from that one. Okay, so similar condition is that. Okay, so what you are learning is that you know that this snake can harm you. So you have learned that one. Na? So you are learning every time you are learning. If this I'm writing with this writing pad. If I give you this writing pad to write this one, so you will not be able to write this one because it takes learning. It takes 4 to 5 days to learn to how to write on this writing pad because it does not have any screen. Like I'm showing you, this does not have any screen. I just write it looking on the screen, and this is what I'm writing. So and you are habitual of writing how you write generally that you are looking on the copy and you are writing it. Okay, so you just write like this way, but I write while looking it on the screen. Okay, so this you will learn. It will take some days. So this is learning. Okay, so this is my control and coordination that is helping me to do. Okay, so not only the control and coordination is helping in maintaining your metabolic activities for your locomotion, for some involuntary action, for maintaining calcium mineral levels in the body, but it also helps you in making civilized and live a prosperous life. Okay, Okay, because you are learning the languages, you are learning, you are every time you are learning, and that help you to live in the society. Okay, so control and coordination is very important. Okay, so if this is a question in front of you, that why there is a need of control and coordination in an organism, this is also an NCRT question, NCRT example or NCRT, that you know that our body consists of various organs which perform different functions, which perform different types of functions. That you know that kidneys performing the filtration of blood, heart is performing the pumping of blood, okay, lungs is transferring the oxygen into the blood, okay. So the each and every organ is performing its different functions, okay. And if there is a malfunctioning is taking place, if there is any malfunction is taking place in the organ, then what is going to happen? Then simply we will feel the pain. If we are having any problem in the lungs, then we'll start coughing. If we are having any pain in the, let's suppose there is a stone in kidney, then there will be pain. We will feel the pain. Okay. So there are some symptoms that help us to recognize whether there is some improper functioning in the body. Okay. If you touch a hot plate and if you don't get any sense of thermal, or if your skin are not able to sense the sense of heat, then you will burn your skin. Okay, it will damage your skin, but you will not able to remove your skin. Okay, so it's an important thing that that it will and if there is an improper functioning take place, it result in pain feeling. This feeling of pain help us to recognize the malfunctioning in the body and thus help in cure. We will visit to the doctor and help us in cure. Moreover, control and coordination help us in learning several activities such as language, walking, behavior, manners, which help in living a disciplined and prosperous life. Okay, so note it down. How are you, Tejasvi? How your studies is going on? Are you having an exam here?
No, sir. I didn't got my portion paper yet.
Okay.
Noted, sir.
Good, everybody in the class.
No, sir.
Note it down. When you done, please let me know. Files,
Yes, sir.
are you writing?
Yes, I'm writing.
Then, sir.
Okay. Is my voice is clear now, Jaslyn? Still problem. Still you are having. Is my voice is still lagging, dear students?
Yes.
Still?
No, sir.
No. It's considered having very fast internet connection, that is 5G, having a speed of 750 Mbps. Okay, now let's move further. Done with one?
Yes, sir.
Now that is it. Now this question from NCRT examiner, that is compare and contrast between nervous system and hormonal system. So you are very much familiar that how can we compare? You know that nervous system consists of brain and spinal cord. Okay, neurons, nerve cells, it is made up of. Okay. And while the endocrine system and the hormonal system consist of endocrine glands which secrete hormones. It control voluntary actions. Generally, it control voluntary actions. Okay, such as locomotion, speech, as well as involuntary action, both, such as peristaltic movement, heartbeat. Yes, both voluntary and voluntary actions are being controlled by nervous system. That is in our way. Okay, and here you know that it controls the metabolic activity, sexual characters. Okay, blood sugar level. So this type of activity is controlled by hormonal systems. Okay, you know this includes means we since the spinal cord participate in reflex action, you know very well reflex action. So since the spinal cord participate in reflex action, so it is, we can simply say that it includes reflex action, that is sudden action that is controlled by the spinal cord, and it controls the functioning of different organs with the help of hormones. Okay, so you can just give the you can write the answer by your own. Okay, so just I'm going to give you the hint here. I'm not going to waste the time here, because if we waste all the time writing down, yeah, I know that you are capable of writing this the answer, that what is the difference between the nervous system and the hormone system. You know that you can write 2 or 3 points. Nervous system consists of brain, spinal cord, neurons. Hormone system consists of endocrine glands which secrete hormones. Okay, uh, nervous system control voluntary and voluntary actions, while the hormone systems help in maintaining the metabolic rate, activities, growth in the body. Okay, it includes reflexation, it includes so now you can write it. Okay, so I'm just skipping this question. Okay, now moving to the next part, dear students, I'm just going to teach you some important topics of life process in which you must I know that you must be facing some problem. Okay, for example, double circulatory system. Okay, for example, uh, aerobic and anaerobic respirations. Okay, the pathways of breakdown of glucose. So let's study one by one. Okay, so wait a minute. I'm just going to teach you and I'm going to give you an overview of this chapter, because life process I think you have done. Okay. So should I start with the nutrition in plants? How does nutrition in plants takes place? Which topic of life process means give 2 or 3 topics. I will select anyone. Okay, that you are having any means facing any problem. Is it nutrition in plants, nutrition in animals, uh, photosynthesis, or we can simply say that digestion in human beings, uh, aerobic and anaerobic respirations, transportation, double circulatory system, excretion, anything, any topic that you
Sir,
want to learn?
so
Yes.
transportation in plants.
Transportation, another. Jobita, what were you saying?
Aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration.
Okay, so okay, aerobic and anaerobic respiration. So let me explain you both of them. Okay, aerobic, because the respiration topic is we just study first. So I'm just going to teach you. Then I will teach you the transportation in plants. Okay, both the topics are very important. So let's start studying that one. Okay, wait a minute. many types of questions been asked in this from this portion. So let me explain you. Okay, we will learn each and everything. Okay, Ashish is saying transportation. Okay, we will teach you transportation also. So this is a 15 minutes topic, then we will start the next one. Okay, so here it is, respiration. Okay, you know very well that respiration is a catabolic process. Catabolic, there are two types of process. One is the anabolic process and another one is the catabolic process. Anabolic process is one in which something smaller combine together and form a complex thing. Like we have simple carbon dioxide. Okay, like we have this. Now let me write the both the things here and let me explain you what is catabolic and what is anabolic. For example, I'm saying respiration is a catabolic process in which glucose is C6H12O6 and it is in the presence of oxygen is broken down. It bonds to gives carbon dioxide plus water plus energy. Okay. So here the complex molecule is broken down into simpler one, like carbon dioxide and water. Okay, and energy. So this is a catabolic process. You are very much familiar that if you are having a cat at your home, so the cat generally does not sit quietly. It goes somewhere and broke this one and this one. Okay, so this is a broken type. Okay, catabolic. The word catabolic, you can remember it with cat. Okay, catabolic means that breaking down of complex one into the simpler one. And anabolic means like you have CO2, the plant inhales this CO2, or we can say plants take the CO2 from stomata, and then water from the roots, and then in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, it get converted into glucose C6H12O6 plus water. Okay, and oxygen gas is being released. So you here see that this is the simpler one and these are becoming the complex one. So this is an anabolic process. Anabolic process. Catabolic and anabolic. Anabolic process. Now you understood what is catabolic and anabolic process? Now
Yes, sir.
you are very much familiar that sometimes it is asked that what is the difference between breathing and respiration. Let me explain. Breathing is just a simple process in which we just inhale the oxygen and exhale the carbon dioxide. It is just we use this is a special term. It is a special physical process. Like we walking is a process. Okay, that we walk, but in biology we will consider it as locomotion. Okay, so we can say that in biological term there is no breathing. Breathing is just an activity that we used to do. That's what we are just respiring. We can say we are inhaling the oxygen and exhaling the carbon dioxide. That is a simple breathing. But what is respiration? Respiration is an important term, and that is we generally use this respiration word for every living organism. Okay, we cannot say amoeba breathe. We just make a term breathing, because this is an activity that is performed by usually bigger animals. Okay, so breathing is not any term, it is a part of respiration, you can simply say. So what actually the respiration is? Let me explain you what actually the respiration is. Respiration is a total process in which we inhale the oxygen. This circle is body. This circle is body. Okay, so we inhale the oxygen. This oxygen get mixed with the lungs in the lungs, and from lungs it get diffused into the blood, and from the blood it reaches to the cell. Like this is a cell. And this is a cell. Okay, cell that is present inside the body. This is body. This is cell, and inside the cell that is glucose is present. So this oxygen from body reaches to the cell, and this glucose when burns, it will gives you the carbon dioxide, water, and energy. You understood? It will gives you the carbon dioxide, water, and energy. Now this carbon dioxide will again comes out of the body. This is called respiration. So what is respiration? Respiration is the process of intake of oxygen and utilization. It's for the breakdown of glucose to produce energy. This energy is being used to perform various metabolic activities, and then the removal of carbon dioxide from the body. This whole process is known as respiration. Got it? Understood? The oxidation of food in the presence of oxygen, the oxidation of glucose in the presence of oxygen, that is called respiration. You understood what is respiration? So if I'm saying that respiration involves two steps, okay, one is breathing, is inhalation of oxygen, exhalation of carbon dioxide, and second one is the oxidation of food inside the cell. Oxidation is important. That is called cellular respiration. Okay. And now we have two types of cellular respiration. One is the aerobic respiration and the one is the anaerobic respiration. So please note it down. Respiration is the catabolic process and it involves two steps. Respiration is a catabolic process, and it involves two steps. Cellular respiration, note it down. Cellular respiration are two types, aerobic and anaerobic. In the aerobic respiration, food is broken down in the presence of oxygen. And in anaerobic respiration, food is broken down in the absence of oxygen.
Noted, sir.
Done, everybody? Vidwan, Abhi, sorry, Abhi ne to bola abhi. Okay. Okay. Jaslin, Hashit, Madiha, Zeba. Zeba is there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, everybody is requested to not to leave the class before I leave. Okay. When I ask you to leave, then you have to leave. Okay. And otherwise, you have to take the permission if you need to go anywhere. Okay. So, okay. So let's move towards the aerobic respiration. Okay. Aerobic respiration, you know that aerobic respiration is done in the presence of oxygen. You know, there are certain steps that take place in the aerobic respirations. Okay. First of all, aerobic respirations involve the first step that is called glycolysis. Okay. And what happened in the glycolysis? The glucose that we have taken, that is the main source of energy. Okay. This glucose is broken down into two molecule of pyruvic acid. Pyruvic acid. Pyruvic acid. Or we write it pyruvate. Pyruvate. Sometimes we write it pyruvate. Pyruvate. Okay. Now you got it. One glucose molecule is broken down into two molecules of pyruvic acid. Okay. Got it? Understood? So this is the first step that occurs in the cytoplasm of the cell. Cytoplasm means this is the cell, and this the matrix that is present here, that is called the cytoplasm of the cell. Okay, this is called cytoplasm. This is cytoplasm. Cytoplasm of the cell. Okay, you understood? You got it? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Since this step does not require any oxygen, this step does not require any oxygen. It is an aerobic respiration. This is aerobic respiration, but this step glycolysis does not require any oxygen. Does not require oxygen. This step does not require oxygen. It occurs without oxygen. Just for explaining that is not being asked in the examination, that I'm just going to explain that why glucose here does not, means the oxidation of glucose into the pyruvic acid does not require any oxygen. Okay. So in glycolysis, the first step of aerobic respiration, that is called glycolysis. Okay. The glucose is broken down into two molecules of pyruvic acid or pyruvate, and it occurs in the cytoplasm of the cell. And why it does not require any oxygen? Because you see, glucose is a 6 carbon molecule. Okay, 6 carbon molecule, that is C6H12O6. When it breaks into pyruvic acid, and the formula for the pyruvic acid is CH3COCOH. Okay. So here you see that there are 6 oxygen present, and there are 3 oxygen present in the one pyruvic acid. So if there are 2 such pyruvic acid, then there will be complete 6 oxygen will be there. Means if you have such type of 2 molecules, CH3COCOH, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 molecules, and here it is also 6 molecules. So there is no extra oxygen is being required for this process. Okay. So if this process does not require the oxygen, so this reactions take place in the cytoplasm of the cell. You understood? You understood?
Yes,
Got
sir.
it? So we have the question in the NCRT also. Don't think that this is out of the snow. This is not out of the syllabus. I will show you the question. I will send you the question also. Okay. Just keep in mind that glucose, the glycolysis, the first steps takes place in the cytoplasm of the cell. And in this process, one molecule of glucose is broken down into 2 molecules of pyruvic acid. Okay. Now the another step is when the pyruvic acid, here we have pyruvic acid. Now one molecule of, here we have done glycolysis. Okay. Glycolysis is done, and in the glycolysis, we have converted glucose into pyruvic acid, pyruvic acid. We have done this one. This is the first step. Okay, now the second step, what is going to? The second step is Krebs cycle. Krebs cycle. What is Krebs cycle? This I'm going to give you. Just don't if you are writing this one answer in the examination, if you forget this step, this name Krebs cycle, okay, so let it be. But you must be clear that what is going to happen. Okay, so what is happening in the Krebs cycle? The next second step. This is the second step. Second step in this Krebs cycle, this pyruvic acid, pyruvic acid is converting into carbon dioxide, and one molecule of pyruvic acid, we have to, now if I'm just writing this equation according to one molecule of pyruvic acid is going to give you 3 molecules of carbon dioxide, And this step require oxygen. This step require oxygen, and it occurs in the mitochondria. It occurs in the mitochondria of the cell. Okay. So if somebody asks you, if there is a question in the examination, that where does aerobic respiration take place? So aerobic means presence of oxygen. So aerobic respiration take place in mitochondria. In mitochondria. Now you can say that. So the first step is happening in the cytoplasm. How can we say that it occurs in the mitochondria? So here the first step, if it occurs in the cytoplasm, let it be. But if I'm saying aerobic respiration, where the aerobic respiration take place? The aerobic respiration take place in mitochondria of the cell. Everybody clear? Abhi, Shweb, clear?
Yes, sir.
So where does aerobic respiration take place? Aerobic respiration takes place in the mitochondria. Okay. Now, why this step require oxygen? Let me explain. This is the formula. No need to learn the formula. Just I'm going to explain you that why the oxygen is being required. You need to write it the pyruvic acid here. When it will be in the examination, you need to write the pyruvic acid. Okay. But here, what I'm going to explain you that why there is a need of oxygen. You see that this is CH3, COCOH. You know, one molecule contain only 3 oxygen atoms. And here you see that for 3 molecule of carbon dioxide, we have 6. We need 6 oxygen atoms. 3 to the 6. So here we have only 3. Here we have only 3. So that's why we need extra oxygen. From the environment. Okay. So that's why this step require oxygen. And you know, this is the pyruvic acid. What is going to happen in the next step? Along with carbon dioxide, that is reduced coenzymes. Coenzymes are also formed. Reduced coenzyme is actually this carbon is being used in the carbon dioxide. The 3 carbons are there, 3 molecule of carbon dioxide is produced. Oxygen is being used. And what is H? What is about the H? So these H plus ions are called reduced coenzyme in biology. H plus ions in biology is called reduced coenzyme. You understood? H plus ions in biology is called reduced coenzymes. Now, what is going to happen in the next? The last step is that electron transport chain. Electron transport chain. That is the reduced coenzyme. In this step, this is the third step. And in this step, this reduced coenzyme that is being formed here, that is the H plus ions, you can say. When they need the oxygen, okay. And then what will happen? What do you see that when hydrogen react with oxygen, what it form? What it form? When hydrogen react with oxygen? It form water. So it will write here, water will be formed. And moreover, energy is produced. You know that hydrogen burns, it gives large amount of energy. So the fuel that we are burning is the hydrogen fuel, you can say. Okay, so this reduced coenzymes that was produced in the Krebs cycle actually get the oxygen in the mitochondria. This step also occurs in mitochondria. Okay, and gives you water and energy. So let me explain you one more time that what is happening here. The first step is aerobic respiration. So in the aerobic respiration, the first step is glucose. Glucose is broken down into pyruvic acid. And this step is known as glycolysis. And it occurs in the cytoplasm of the cell. Now this Krebs cycle, this is pyruvic acid. Now in the next step, this is called Krebs cycle. In this Krebs cycle, oxygen is being required. And the product that we get here is 3 molecule of carbon dioxide. When carbon dioxide is being released. And what we get at the end? We get reduced coenzyme. Reduced coenzyme. And the last third step is electron transport chain. This also occurs in mitochondria. And these steps also require the oxygen. And water is being released. The end product we get energy. Okay, now you understood that how the aerobic respiration glucose is broken down. Is anyone having any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. Hashit, you understood? Hashit, you got it? I didn't listen to you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Again, we have this glucose. This glucose first break down into pyruvic acid, or we call it pyruvate also. Sometimes it is written in the book as pyruvate. And this step does not require oxygen, so I don't write here any oxygen. Okay. Now this pyruvic acid, if it gets the oxygen, then this pyruvic acid, when in the presence of oxygen, gives you carbon dioxide and the reduced coenzymes. And this reduced coenzyme again get the oxygen and will gives you water plus energy. And these two steps occurs in mitochondria, the second step and the third step. The first step, that is glycolysis, it occurs in the absence of oxygen. It does not require any oxygen. Okay. Clear? Clear? Dobita, clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now moving to the next point is Jaslyn, you got it? You write here, no, sir. Should I explain you again? Okay, I got it. Okay. Now, again, have you copied this one? This is an aerobic respiration. Have you copied this one? If the teacher asks you if you write like this way, this is more than enough. This chart is more than enough to explain the aerobic respiration. Okay. Have you noted this one?
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
Yes, this one done. Please note it down. This is important. Yes.
Sir,
Done?
I have a doubt.
Yes, yes, yes.
The partial pyruvic acid, it also happens without oxygen, right? I mean, in anaerobic respiration too.
In aerobic respiration too, na? You are anaerobic respiration too, na? You are asking?
Yeah, I'm asking, it also happens in anaerobic respirations, right?
Yeah, it also, yeah, you are right. I'm just going to explain you next, then your doubt will be clear, okay?
Yes.
Your doubt will be clear in the next part, okay? So this is the first part, okay? Now, have you written this one? Everybody in the
Yes, sir.
class?
Yes.
Okay. Now moving towards the anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration. This whole respiration takes place in the cytoplasm of the cell. Cytoplasm of the cell occurs in cytoplasm, and moreover, it does not require any oxygen because it is anaerobic, or we can say that it occurs in the insufficient supply of oxygen. Okay. Either it is now. What is the first step? They require two steps. One is glycolysis. The second one is fermentation. So this step is common. Glycolysis is a step that is common. Glycolysis is common in both aerobic and anaerobic respiration. and anaerobic respiration. Aerobic. This step is common in both. We have left the class 10 minutes before. Done. Now, what is glycolysis? This is the same step. Okay, next step is fermentation. So let me explain you anaerobic respiration and aerobic respiration. So in anaerobic respiration, what we did? There is a glycolysis. And what happens in the glycolysis? You know where the glucose is broken down into pyruvic acid. This occurs in the cytoplasm of the cell, and this step is known as glycolysis. Okay, this is the same that we have written. Now, if still the pyruvic acid does not get the oxygen, means if the pyruvic acid break in the absence of oxygen, then then it will not do the Krebs cycle. What it will do? It will break into two steps. If it is if I'm saying it is yeast, that is called unicellular fungus. Unicellular fungi. Yeast is the unicellular fungi. Okay. Unicellular fungi. What is yeast? Yeast is a unicellular fungi. Okay. So if I'm saying that this is yeast, if this pyruvic acid is broken in the yeast, then what it will gives you? This pyruvic acid, if it is broken down in yeast, then what it will gives you? And the second case is if it is human muscles, human muscles, and this is both fermentation. This step is fermentation. Okay. Or you can say this one. This one you can write here, fermentation. Okay. Fermentation. So in the yeast, what we get? What we get in the yeast? In the yeast, we get ethanol plus carbon dioxide. Why we get the carbon dioxide here? Because you know that pyruvic acid is 3 carbon molecules, CH3COCOOH. 1, 2, 3. There are 3 carbons. 3 carbon molecule. Okay. And ethanol is 2 carbon molecule, that is C2H5OH. They are 2 carbon molecule. Since ethanol is 2 carbon molecule, so we have 1 carbon left, and this carbon is used for producing the carbon dioxide. Okay, the 1 remaining carbon produce carbon dioxide. But here you see in the human muscles, it gives you the lactic acid. And lactic acid is itself a 3 carbon molecule. It is 3 carbon molecule, dear student. It is 3 carbon molecule. Okay, so if it is 3 carbon molecule, then it will not give you the carbon dioxide. Only lactic acid will be formed. No carbon dioxide is produced. No carbon dioxide is produced in the human muscles, and this result, the lactic acid, when you inject acid, so you will simply say that lactic acid just gives you the pain feeling. So it is done in the absence of oxygen. When sometime we start working a lot. Means when we suddenly, or we are not habitual of doing exercise, and we on the first or the second day we went to the gym, So we start doing the exercise. Then this, our body is not familiar to do the exercise. So during that time, the glucose that is present in the muscles is broken down in the absence of oxygen and produce lactic acid that gives you the cramps. So now you understood? Now you understood?
Yes, sir.
That if it is now if it is being asked in the examination about the pathways, so there are the three pathways of breaking down the glucose. Glucose, first is pyruvic acid, this is glycolysis. This is occurs in the cytoplasm, and if this break, if it get the oxygen, then in the presence of oxygen, let first write here. Wait a minute. First write pyruvic acid. And if this pyruvic acid get the oxygen, if it get the oxygen, then it will gives you what? Carbon dioxide plus water plus energy. If it does not get the oxygen, then it is human muscles, then it will gives you lactic acid only, and instead of human muscles, if it is yeast, no oxygen is here again, then it will gives you ethanol plus carbon dioxide. Okay, it will gives you ethanol plus carbon dioxide. And this step occurs in mitochondria. This step occurs in cytoplasm. These steps also occur in cytoplasm. Okay, so let's have the questions on this topic. One or two questions. Okay. Okay, tell me which one is correct. Question number 12. Which one is correct? Correct sequence for anaerobic respiration in yeast.
Last one. D.
First one.
First one.
No, sir. Last one.
Last one.
Yes, sir.
Yes, last one is the correct. Because the first one, why first one isn't correct? Because it does not take place in mitochondria, it takes place in cytoplasm. Okay. So that's why it's glucose, cytoplasm, pyruvate, and cytoplasm, then ethanol plus carbon dioxide. Okay. And lactic acid does not form. Now question number 13. What is the correct answer?
Sir, last option.
Last option. Why last option? Do you get the energy in this second step? Yeah, we have the reduced coenzyme here.
Option B.
Option B is correct. In the end, we get carbon dioxide, water, and energy. Okay. Pyruvate broken down into mitochondria. Okay, got it? You understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Other now, which of the following statement is correct? Question number 32. Dear student, please keep faith in yourself, first of all, and then don't think that whatever we are teaching you, we are just teaching you the best. I have an experience, I have a 6 years experience. I have taught 6 batches. Okay, most of the students score above 90. There are so many students who score above 90 in my class. Okay, I used to teach in the coaching classes, offline classes here. Okay, so just I'm saying you that please believe me that what I'm teaching you is the best for you. Okay, so don't think that it is not extra. It is not extra. We need to keep you up to date, and whatever, if there's such type of question that is not in the NCERT, let it be. We'll teach you each and everything so that you will be able to answer every question in the examination. Okay, so tell me what is the correct answer for question
Option
number
C.
13?
Option C.
Option C. Fermentation take place in mitochondria. Okay, here 1 and 4. 1
No,
and
sir.
4.
Option C, 1 and 4.
Anaerobic
1 and 4. Na? Pyruvate is converted into ethanol and carbon dioxide by yeast. Yes, it is correct. Fermentation is a form of anaerobic respiration. Yes, it is also correct. Okay, tell me. Lack of oxygen in muscles lead to cramps among the cricketer. This is a result due to
Option D.
Conversion of
Okay.
pyruvate into lactic acid.
conversion of pyruvate into lactic acid. Yes, this is human process. Okay, very good. Very good. Proud of you that you are answering, that you are getting. Okay, during deficiency of oxygen in tissue, the human beings, the pyruvic acid is converted into lactic acid in the cytoplasm, chloroplast, mitochondria, Golgi body.
Cytoplasm.
Yeah, it is cytoplasm. Deficiency of oxygen means incomplete oxidation, and incomplete oxidation means anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration means lactic acid generally formed in cytoplasm.
point, yeah.